Right now, I think we still have a few more minutes to go before this match is going live.
Alright, well, maybe I can just if you are you on the server?
I am on
Because
the
then
server,
I'll
yeah.
okay, if you could go to one point of the server, I'd really like to show everybody.
Yes, cool.
Now today I've been running around a bit about the timings. Now we've been playing Watchdog for yeah, well that whole tournament was on Watchdog. But I don't know exactly if everybody of our viewers knows exactly the timing we have here. Now, when I mention timing, is probably something that the level designer has been at least thinking a whole lot about, of where to put
Sure
the
hope so.
assault spawn versus the defense spawn in order to have it as fair as possible. So, James Carter, if you could just please go to the bottom window, so the
Yep.
window of the bottom of the objective house.
Well, there are several, but
This
no, actually, there's only one. You're right.
Yeah, there's only one window at the bottom, the one which is open at least.
We're there.
And for that window, this is more or less the central aspect of, central piece of the whole map. Because once you're inside that window from the assault, and if you rush towards it, you'll be having used 7.5 seconds if you're the first one running towards that. If you, on the defense side, run towards the stairs, which is underneath, and from the stairs having the view towards that window, you'll have spent 8 seconds. So I've tried to time it as best as I could, just by looking at the clock while in game. So really what we have here is half a second of half a second window to be the one having the upper hand on the other. However, when you're on the defense side, so if you go to the defense side,
Yeah, I'm
you
already
can
there.
nade that window.
From here.
You can, yeah, you can nade the window from the stairs, and from these metal stairs, as soon as you nade, you'll be hitting more or less, I think, between 7 minutes, between 8, so no, not minutes, 7 seconds
yeah.
and 8 seconds. Which means there are 3 factors. There has to be one going downstairs, there has to be one person from the assault rushing towards that window, and there has to be one defense nade hitting that window at the perfect time in order to avoid losing the bottom.
Yeah.
Another thing, if you go to the defense spawn.
Yes, I'm there.
If people from defense spawn are rushing towards police station. So now follow me follow me by going to, so you go out from spawn and then you go to the left side of the building towards the police station.
Yep, we're there.
Pass the metal stairs on the right hand side and then peeking around to see the window. If you do that as fast as possible, you can get there within 7 seconds.
Whoa.
Which means that you can get there faster and not having to nade.
However,
if you get there faster and not having to nade, it means potentially you're gonna have a nade that you can keep on for the longer time of the match. However, when you rush down there as a defense guy, you might getting picked off from one of the defense guys staying back.
Somewhere back here. That's exactly correct. That's what I was meaning with my however.
Yeah, exactly. So, why am I pointing these things out? It's because in the matchup that we have here tonight, we have 2K2S being obviously an aggressive team. They're gonna be pushing far being on the defense side. And on the assault side, you're gonna have the War Machines of Portugal being a bit slower, which means they're gonna wait back and possibly getting those picks that I just mentioned about. If they start nading or if they start pushing up, this might be the key point to be the team that's gonna have the upper hand on the lower floor of the objective building.
And which is a huge part of the map. Imagine you have control of the lower floor here. You also automatically have control of a police station because you can just see very well here. And you have control of almost the entire objective area. You can come up these stairs, look through the woods, look through the walls here, and move all the way up here, look into spawn, and you're in reach of the objective, which is a huge deal. So just to show you, this might have sounded a little silly in the beginning for people who are not very used to competition, but this is exactly how higher level competitive teams analyze a map and develop their strategies. Do timings, find the choke points where you meet each other, figure out spam nades, figure out counter spam nades, figure out if you can pick someone off running somewhere if you sit back. These kind of things are actually what make up strategies. And obviously that's all stuff we will not ever see in a match because we only see the end result. But I can promise you teams like 2K2S and maybe also War Machines. Honestly, I don't know much about them yet, so I can't promise, but it looked like they have been playing very, very coordinated, and so I would assume they would do similar things. And you can figure out these spam nades. There's other nades, for example. Going away from the window here, I'm in assault spawn. You can rush up those front stairs to go directly into the objective area, and we have seen it in the past couple matches. Like you can either go in here into the shipping, or you can go around the building. There's a nade you can throw from all the way over here. Basically, you stand about here, throw it just over the corner of the building almost, and it will land right at the bottom of these stairs and kill any rusher down there. Also something we might want to look out for tonight in the match. If we can catch that, that'd be great. But these are things that are just important to know for people who might not know a lot about competitive play. And I thank you very much for bringing this point up. This is great analysis, breaking down the map.
Yeah, there's another thing that, remember when we were talking the Valley of Doom?
Yeah, I'm flying right
show
over
it
there.
on the stream, but the Valley of Doom, I've also been timing the Valley of Doom part of the map.
Yeah.
And that part of the map is a whole lot different. Especially because Assault can get behind that first tire within 4 seconds, or not even 4 seconds.
Yes, correct.
As soon as you're there within 4 seconds time, it's really difficult to go and have the Overwatch. So I still think it's kind of a funny thing of having this drawn out on the map, having the Overwatch, because it's the part of the map I never want to stay at, because I'm always scared of getting headshotted or naded.
Headshotted or naded,
However,
exactly.
Once you get there, within 4 seconds, you have a huge advantage because you're there a lot faster on the defense side. But as soon as you go and venture within that valley of death that we're talking about, it's really not a good place to be. So what you want to do is go behind the clock tower. If you go behind the clock tower, it takes you so much time. So I've timed it. If you just rush it, you're going to be behind the clock tower having a position after 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And if you compare 10 seconds towards the 7.5 seconds that you can do and get into a key aspect of the map as being the lower ground of the objective area, then being there in 10 seconds is just waste of time. And the person, we've seen it actually, we've seen the playhards when they played against the next level. There was always one guy called Exit, that went towards the clock tower, and he more often than not, he was the last guy standing, because once he reached the action, everybody else has been already taken off, or being way too far up in the next level's objective that he didn't really matter at that point. If you want to push clock tower, you're gonna have to be at least 2 or 3 guys that wants to push up there.
That is very correct. I would completely agree. Like, you have to actually base your strategy up on pushing that clock tower instead of trying to push everywhere. Just the Overwatch, I mean, just because it takes so long. You can't coordinate at the same time pushing everything at once. Or you stay back on the other side and wait until this guy here is in position and then push together, whatever you prefer. Overwatch itself, I personally believe, without testing it too much, is probably a great access point to attack if you like playing it slow, just because you have a good angle on the guy on the Overwatch, and also the guys in the back you can nade. All you have to do, though, there's one spot here that a lot of people probably don't know, and it might be new for some of you. You can sit on defense all the way back here in that corner. Of course, you can look down the valley here, but you can also sit back here and look down this alley, like past the map, shoot through here. I would actually like to see a wall there, I think, because that guy's hard to see, but you can shoot for here and kill guys who are sitting down here. You can always, in the public server, you can currently always catch someone off guard with that, so we might want to look out for that as well tonight. As I'm saying all that, we have had a couple people join the server here. We're not quite full yet, but we have 7 players here, so it shouldn't take too long anymore until we go live.
Yeah, actually I've been watching a bit the chat whilst you were talking, and Roster, which is one of the devs, one of the level designer, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's the level designer. he's talking about all this timing that we've been mentioning. It's something that's really been thought about. And the fact that, for example, the value of Doom has been tweaked a whole lot during the early beginning, it means that taking all this timing in consideration are definitely something which is important for level design.
Yeah, that is very true. He also mentioned that it's hard to account for grenades and everything because sometimes you just can't see everything that all the players come up with. So,
No.
which is where it's very important that the developers also have a very good eye for the competitive community right now, because we will test these maps. I don't want to say to death, but you know what I mean. And if we figure out that there's some map just very, very defense-sided, and we tell them that, I'm pretty sure they will, if reasonable, make adjustments for us to make the map more competitive-savvy, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is. But so how are the teams looking like for tonight? Is it the same lineups we've been seeing for the semifinals?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure definitely it's gonna be the same one for 2K2S because they only have 5 guys on this team right now. I actually just joined them on a TWL ladder as a backup player until they recruit their 5th player. They're currently trying to test out a couple guys to see who fits into the team. But they only have 5 guys right now, so they're gonna be the same guys with Clams and Viral. You know Viral from the match last time, who went nuts with his 1 death and 13 kills, I think.
Yeah, that was Viral, yeah.
Yeah, and War Machines of Portugal, I can already see, like you see on the stream now, guys, we have Mauta, who is new guy. Mr. Battery was here before. Kratos, I believe, was here before.
Yeah, Kratos and Mr. Bass, we were both there. Then we had Empuras Bukas,
yeah.
which was the 4th guy, and the 5th guy, I have to say, I can't remember.
Akaida something, I think it was.
Yeah, but Mr. Battery was the guy that took a whole lot down last time.
And that's great because I always like when clan leaders, and he's one of the clan leaders of War Machines, do very well in matches. It just solidifies their position a little bit, and I'm all for that.
Well, I'm not.
Why is that? Because you're not a clan leader?
No, no, but back in the days, I was always frustrated about being the frag leader, being on the team. It was like, you feel such a such a weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, so you have to lead the team whilst you have to play the best of your ability.
I completely agree. I think a lot of people don't always understand what it means to be at least a good clan leader or a team leader, in-game caller, whatever you want to name it. Because you don't only care about your own play and your own positioning and your own spam nades and your own picks and whatever and falling back and not being killed, but you also think about every single one of your teammates, what they do at each given time. Think about your strategy as a whole. Where are the holes? Where are the openings? And think about everyone else on the other team and see what they do. Rely on the reports from your teammates and then adjust the strategy on the fly and do all that within milliseconds to change something. It is quite a job. And then sometimes I agree. I know now what you mean. Sometimes it is very, maybe a little bit discouraging if your team isn't really pulling its weight and you kind of, on top of organizing everything, also have to lead in kills. But as long as you win, I think you're also happy if you lead in kills a little bit.
When I was playing some Call of Duty Black Ops for the national team, we were more often than not playing against other teams where there were 6 on the server. One of them always, he joined one of the sides, but then he always got team kill in the beginning just so he could spectate the others and give advice on what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, we used to do that in AA2 sometimes. We would just have, I would just go on a 4v4 scrim with 5 players and I would just suicide at the beginning of the round just to be able to watch my players better and tell them where to go and what to do.
Yeah, one player that really did that a lot was Orange Devil as well.
Yeah. I remember him a lot. We played a lot together in several teams and won a lot of weeks as well. And actually, you know what? I have played with him just yesterday in the public server.
Yeah, I saw the screenshot that you posted. That was it was really good fun to see.
He has picked up the game as well, and so have Frustrate and Jarko, who were part in our team, but also in Finnish Battle Lines, which used to be a powerhouse Finland in AA2 times. So it's good to see more and more old school players picking up the game and coming back, and even watching the streams right now. I mean, just looking at the chat, we have a lot of guys in there who I've known for, I don't know, 10, maybe 7, 8 years. It's quite amazing.